Self-improvement is marketed very deceptively as a one-year transformation period that gets you your dream lifestyle and then you're all good. But it's so much more than that. It's continuous self-improvement, the practice of improving by 1% every day. There's so much power to be found in the compounding of tiny habits. On my journey to improving 1% every day, I'm going to show you exactly where I'm starting and how I'm going to get to where I want to go unfiltered. Before I talk about my current self-development goals, I want to give you a brief summary of the last 2 years on the self-help pill. But before I even talk about the self-development journey, I think it's vital for me to explain my childhood too. Growing up, I was a really outspoken person. I always tended to talk too loud, too much, to fill in the blank. It was cute when I was little, but as I began to go into my early teen years, I would get some constructive criticism on my nature, but I didn't feel the desire to change the way I was. Going into middle school, I was pretty flamboyant around my friends, and I think it helped me make them because people like someone that can make them laugh, but I feel like I looked crazy half of the time. I'm hanging out with my friend Janie today. She is the ultimate definition of a high value woman. Part of this journey is I want to surround myself with people that are high value, like that challenge me. So what is the point of self-improvement? Why am I so obsessed with this 2 years in? I've had people ask me what I do outside of self-improvement, and to be honest, not much. Because I love it so much. Like, I almost think it's a strange addiction. Like, I saw this quote that I recently really resonated with. It said something along the lines of self-improvement is meaningless, but I still choose to do it. I think self-improvement is the most satisfying thing, and even if it has no purpose at the end of the day, I wouldn't live my life any other way. I don't allow potential to go unpursued. Self-improvement has downsides that I wish I had looked out for when I first began my journey. There is a very fine line between putting yourself first and being selfish. I'll be completely transparent and share some real examples from my life. For instance, a personal boundary would be, I don't prefer to study with others because I focus better on my own. I'm like, work hard, play hard. Like, I want to work hard on my own and then play hard with others. But sometimes selfishness has manifested into me declining social events without giving a genuine reason why, because I was too scared to simply say, I'm working on myself right now. Also, another personal boundary, I don't respond to texts fast. On average, it takes me about 24 hours to respond, but I don't find that to be selfish. Because self-improvement has brought increased self-centeredness to my life, the systems I'm implementing this month are going to directly fight against the selfishness. Doing above and beyond things for others doesn't come naturally to me. Also, giving people words of affirmation makes me kind of uncomfortable, and I want to grow in that because I love it when other people give me words of affirmation. The thought of me looking someone in the eye and saying, I don't know what I'd do without you. You are such a ray of sunshine in my life makes me kind of cringe, which is exactly why I'm going to say that to someone this month. My friend from school, Charmaine, always gives me little baked goods, but I'm giving her some chocolates and also some beauty products. My brother and I are gonna go hit the gym together. I'm really excited, guys. Part of my habit tracker is to work out every day. I think that this first episode of the self-development diaries is really gonna be about consistency. When COVID hit, I realized that I wanted to become a more high-value person and increase my discipline. The first step to doing that was working out and improving my appearance by going to the salon more often. It got me pretty far, but it soon wasn't enough for me to reach the next level. I eventually fell backwards in my transformation journey when I entered high school. My freshman year was a difficult transition. I posted inconsistently on YouTube, didn't have actual friends in school, and had mental breakdowns quite often about math. Yes, I was that math anxiety person. Parts of my freshman year were great, but only when I was traveling. My happiness was very dependent on life being exciting. Meditating outside today, and this is the first time I've meditated, and it's been this dark. I want to be less self-centered because I have big hopes for my future relationship after I turn 18. I'm currently 15 years old and I've decided to be off the relationship marketplace until I'm 18. This doesn't necessarily mean I'll start dating at 18, but we'll see. But it's encouraging to know I have about 2.5 years to prepare myself to be the best partner I can be, but I'm concerned that I won't be well adjusted to how to treat someone with utmost love in a relationship, so I'm practicing with the current ones that I have. I just have a future vision for my life I am so excited about, which involves another person, but I'm currently not ready for it if I'm uncomfortable with loving other people. I feel very disappointed in myself because yesterday I really did fall off of track of all the systems and habits that I set. I really just want to prove to myself that I can still be consistent even when I'm traveling. A big part of my self-improvement plan is improving my relationship with my mom, and I think we mostly have conflicts when it comes to her driving me to things. So my system is that I'll tell her for all events 72 hours prior before it happens. Consistency is freaking hard. It's the one weakness that keeps reappearing in my life, other than the whole I have trouble expressing my love for other people thing. The CEO of Gymshark, Ben Francis, preaches about rising and sleeping at the same time 7 days a week, and many other successful entrepreneurs have recommended the same practice. So weekends are really only like a societal construct in this case. I think a consistent routine is really where social life and self-improvement struggle to coexist, especially if you're a teenager, which sucks. Pursuing consistency in your sleep schedule is not for every high schooler. It will likely affect your social life, and you'll have to negotiate with yourself to have a sense of a social life. But to me, I think it'll make a huge difference in how I'm currently living. During my gym sessions this week, I have been listening to a few podcasts that have literally revolutionized my life. The first thing this guy on this podcast talked about was how to actually set goals that get achieved. I mean, you be, do, and have in that order. He talks about instead of like creating this mastermind system about how we're gonna reach our goals through all these actions, that we should start having this chorus repeating in our mind that asks, what does a person that has blank do? This is something that I recently heard from the same guy about procrastination. Power is defined as the speed of which that you can bring a vision to reality. For instance, when you procrastinate, your time lag between bringing your vision into reality is so long. But now I'm really seeing everything as a lifestyle. Like, for example, what would a 100K month A-level student with a healthy body do? Like, this is a daily sacrifice. These are daily decisions, and it doesn't stop once you reach that goal. The summer before sophomore year was probably the most impactful summer of my life. It was so transformative and long, which is why I feel like I've been 15 years old for 10 years. So much happened after this summer. I launched a startup with like-minded peers through a program called Lean Gap, and it revealed to me my passions for business and leadership that summer. Also, I spent lots of time with like-minded individuals and a lot of my sister's college friends. Like, we'd go to New York City. It was the first time of my freshman year when I actually felt happy in a social setting. However, that summer quickly faded out when I started my sophomore year of high school. I was down bad because of a boy, and it was the first time I felt an ounce of heartbreak. It was weird, and I for sure wasn't myself at the time. Now I'm doing better, and I'm making progress in my academics and YouTube channel, but I still have a lot of struggles. Systematically pinning the people I want to talk to often and texting at least 2 of them every day has surprisingly really helped my relationships. Like, I feel like systematizing relationships isn't bad. It's just making intentional effort that's consistent. I have a huge issue with setting an early alarm and then snoozing it. Like, I convince myself it's too early and the rest of the day will be crap if I wake up at that said time. And then I reset the alarm to a later time and the cycle repeats. Let me just tell you, I never feel more energized because I woke up early and snoozed my alarm. We have so many subconscious lies we keep telling ourselves. It's insane. The best way I've been able to break free from the lies that keep me from the best version of myself is to record the data. You record the data by journaling how snoozing your alarm made you feel and why it didn't work. And also, by making this video, I'm documenting the harmful effects of inconsistency for my future self to be reminded of. We must make tangible the pain we've experienced in the past, because otherwise we will repeat painful experiences because it makes us comfortable. Like, I am so comfortable resetting my alarm multiple times per morning, but I can't stay that way. I have trouble holding a consistent routine of habits and wake up times. I don't have super close core friendships with high value people that I would generally vouch for. Also, I've become inconsiderate of other people's feelings through my self-improvement journey, which I'll touch on. It's really easy to fall in the selfishness category. My family relationships are often either distant or have too much conflict, so we'll be working on that. So today I'm with my friend Kyle. He's really good at running, and this has been a weakness for a while, so I feel like I definitely need to work on it with a seasoned pro. I can't keep up with Kyle. I want to give up, so now he's running away from me. 5.5 miles. So if you're a female that's above the age of 12, generally, you probably understand this feeling of like every single month you have a wave, kind of a menstrual wave, I think, where you just don't feel your best. And I know what happens, and as women, like, it's so normal. But like, this week is one of my busiest school weeks, so it's like, don't happen now. I just hope that I feel better soon.
Always been a really outspoken kid, and if you're like that, please listen up. Do not feel like you have the pressure to change. Like, I'm not trying to say that it's a weakness, because my outspokenness has been such a gift and I really appreciate it, but sometimes it manifests itself like really badly in social situations, or especially at school. Like, sometimes I'll say things in class that are kind of offensive and it just comes out of me and I don't necessarily think it through. I feel like there are things that I say that don't necessarily add to a conversation and don't add positivity to it. And I think with close friends I can be really vulnerable, but I think it is important for me to be considerate of other people's feelings and try to make sure that I'm saying stuff that's valuable and that's positive.
To be honest, in the midst of my struggle, I keep on letting the refinement of my character become an opportunity for me to feel shame. It's the times where I say something that has an ounce of controversy in class that I find to be funny, and my teacher makes a comment about it that I feel like I'm failing. I feel like that's not what the most refined version of myself is, and I can do better. I know I'll always have my silly flamboyant side, but I don't want to just give that out to the world for free. I want this side of me to be reserved for my close relationships and the internet, I guess. I just can't help getting into the mindset that I've already revealed too much and I can't look back or change my reputation. Every day I'm consciously trying to improve my behavior at school while still loving who I currently am, but it's hard. I don't want to be seen as a character, but as a person that people talk to. I don't know if any of what I'm saying makes sense, but I feel like my outspokenness at school has not served myself or others around me, but I don't want to give off the impression that I'm silencing myself or that you should. I still talk at school, but I'm working on making sure what I say is positive and life-giving, instead of stirring controversy just because I like philosophical debates. Although it's been difficult and I've made impulsive mistakes, I'm proud of who I'm becoming. I notice that I smile and laugh more during school, I've interacted with new people, and I've refused to complain about schoolwork. Let's measure the gain, not the gap.
I'm sick, my eyes look weird. I'm not keeping through the promises I make to myself. It just hurts so bad. I know like there's nothing I can do about it. I already chose not to wake up on my first alarm, and I just have to move forward. It's like usually I'm not even sad about this, but I feel like because I'm doing the self-improvement diaries, like, and I've clearly said that this is something like I need to work on. I just don't know why. Like, am I waking up and it's just like a different person there? Because I feel like there's like my best self and then there's like me, and I feel like I always feel like I'm the best self, but I think when I wake up in the morning I'm not like in that mode.
In my journal, I just listed my top character deficiencies.
I delay giving my editor feedback because I'm insecure about my content. My sitting and walking like posture is not the best. My routine is not strict and solidified. When I go to create something on social media, I get sucked into scrolling for 5 to 10 minutes.
We finished our work session. Now it's getting bright outside.
Today's a sunny day.
I'm so happy because I hit all my weekly performance goals.
I delegated the first part of this video.
I have the next 4 videos planned out.
This
week, I feel the most consistent, disciplined, and feminine that I've ever felt before. Last week was tough, but I kept putting in the work so that when the sun came back out this week, I was in the right state to appreciate it. I'm just falling in love with this lifestyle where I do what my future self would do. Like, I literally just go throughout my life asking myself, what would an 100K per month A-level student with a healthy body do? And it's insane how this one question is so much more powerful than all these tactical self-help goals. I don't know if I'll ever write down standard goals like I did before. I just got like mad lectured by my parents, and that never feels good. And I think a lot of the things that I'm being criticized for are mistakes I've made in the past that I feel like I'm no longer make, at least to the capacity that I did before. Now the consequences are kicking in, but I'm no longer doing those things. Even when you're doing the right things on like the input side of your self-development journey, it might take a little bit a while for people to notice it, for it to actually create tangible change in your life. Guys, I have literally extended my work period like an hour because I'm so in the zone. I've made so much progress on the time management course, like I should be able to launch it to people within the next 7 days. I'm so excited. These are the weeks where you finally have momentum. Momentum is what you want. Momentum makes you unstoppable, but don't mistake momentum for motivation. Watching this video is motivation, but it's not momentum. Momentum is creating a case of confidence for yourself by actually doing the work. Once you see yourself consistently putting in the work, you begin to believe you deserve more, and the cycle continues. I try to keep my relationship with momentum healthy because it's not always guaranteed.
I'm feeling a little bit more tired than usual today, but I think it's when the going gets tough, that means we're going in the right direction.
I have weeks where life feels dreadful, feels boring, discouraging, lonely. Momentum is beautiful when you're living with it, but it's not always guaranteed. Here's what I think went really well this month. I became more intentional with expressing my love for the people in my life through the little gifts and voice messages I sent. Second, my performance and focus has been the highest it's ever been because I've eliminated the concept of weekends. Weekdays and weekends are both just days to me, and I've done this through waking up at 5 a.m. every day without snoozing my alarm. In the first 2 weeks, I really struggled with this, but I think posting on social media to keep myself accountable and bring you guys along the journey has been a game changer. I got back in touch with my femininity through putting more effort into my outfits, loving those around me, and treating myself to some flowers. And lastly, I think my words were used much more for uplifting others instead of offending them this month. I was really intentional about what I say and how I affect others.
I hope you guys have been able to see that a lot of this self-development journey these past few weeks hasn't just been centered around my fitness or habits, but it's really character development.
I feel like things are finally starting to come together, like in this month in self-development journey. So I feel like after the rough week, like the lagging results are starting to come in.
But there are always a list of things I'll still keep working on. First off, I need to keep waking up at 5 a.m. every day. I refuse to let this be a phase. I've gone through many productivity phases and it's not it. I'm looking for a sustainable lifestyle to eventually morph into my future self. My future self does not change her routine every 8 weeks. I want to spend more quality time with my family. I prioritize my faith, myself, and my friends, but forget to spend time with my family, which leads to a lot of conflict and disconnect at home. I know my best self has a loving relationship with her family, so I just can't let my life go on like this. Also, and this is hard to say, I think I'm still kind of selfish. I have so many ways I want to improve that I don't always make time to help others, whether that be helping a classmate study or walking my dog with my mom. In summary, I'm not perfect, nowhere near close to it. We'll work on these things in the next episode of the Leveling Up Diaries. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode in the series. I love you and keep leveling up.